species, they must be named in such a way that the name is recognized all over the world. So the binomial system of naming species is that system which it's an internationally agreed system in which the scientific name of an organism is made up of two parts. The two parts, one of the two parts is showing the genus and the other part is showing the species. And the word binomial, as I just told you, it means two names. So the first name is the genus and the second name is the species. Like if we talk about the binomial name for humans, it's Homo sapiens. It's a Homo means man, 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 or same, and sapiens, it's a Latin word which means wise. So collectively it's a descriptive name to show to tell that it's a human being or a wise man. This is how we usually give the binomial name. One of the other example, if I quote, it could be of the flower rose. Rose flower, its binomial name is Rosa indica. R-O-S-A, Rosa, I-N-D-I-C-A, Rosa indica. Rosa means rose and indica, it's from Asian or Indian. So this is how the binomial names are given. Now frequently these specific names are descriptive. They are describing something. For example, if you see a binomial name with starting from edulis, E-D-U-L-I-S. Edulis means edible. If a binomial name is starting from aquatilis, A-Q-U-A-T-I-L-I-S, it means living in water. If it's bulbosus, B-U-L-B-O-S-U-S, it means having a bulb, like an onion. Onion is a bulb. If it starts with serratus, it means having a jagged or a serrated edge. Serratus, S-E-R-R-A-T-U-S, serratus. So these are how in the binomial names they are describing the organism. Alright, now over here on your screens, I hope you all can see that a flow chart is given, and this flow chart, it's representing the main groups of living organisms. Viruses, as I just told you, we do not classify them as living or non-living. They still lay on the borderline. So there are many different types of viruses, and each of the virus, it varies in the shape and the structure from the other type. So all viruses, they have a DNA in them and they are surrounded by a protein coat. They have no nucleus, they have no cytoplasm, they have no cell organelles, not in the cell membrane. So some of the viruses, they have a membranous coat or a protein coat outside, but most of the viruses, they do not possess any of the cell organelles. So they are not considered to be living cells. Then virus particles, they are not cells, so they do not feed, they do not respire, they do not excrete, they do not grow, and it's debatable whether they can be classified as living or they can be classified as non-living. That is why I'm saying it again and again, that they still lay on the borderline, because a virus, it only functions when it is inside the host's body. So this was about viruses, और वायरस की हम ज़्यादा बात इसलिए नहीं करेंगे क्योंकि वायरस से तो अब हमें बहुत डर लगने लगा है. कहीं भी कभी भी किसी को भी कोई वायरस हो सकता है, और अभी तो we all are facing this pandemic, so I'm really scared talking about viruses. Okay, so the next is kingdom Prokaryote, and kingdom Prokaryote, again these are the bacteria and the blue-green algae. They consist of single cells, that they are unicellular, but they differ from other single cell organisms because their chromosomes are not organized into a nucleus. That means they do possess chromosomes, but they do not have a bounded nucleus. When there is no nucleus, there is no nucleolus. Now these prokaryotes, when I say that they are possessing bacteria, let's talk a little bit about the structure of bacteria. Bacteria is again plural, and if we talk about one singular, it would be bacterium. They are very small organisms, and they are unicellular. And what about their length? If we talk about their length, they are 0.01 millimeter in length. They can be seen only with the high powers of the microscope. Their cell walls are made of not made up of cellulose, but of a complex mixture of proteins, sugars, and lipids. Some bacteria have a slimous capsule outside their cell wall, and inside the cell wall is the cytoplasm, which may contain granules of glycogen, lipid, and other food reserves. Hopefully in our next class I'll also share with you the structure of the bacteria, but you can always go on Google and see how does a bacteria look like if over here the structures are not clear, because I have just taken a picture from the book and I put it over here because I thought that this is the best flow chart that could be used. So that was about kingdom prokaryotes, and about particularly we were talking about bacteria. Then let's come to the Protoctist kingdom. What is the Protoctista? Kingdom Protoctista. They are again single-celled, or you can say unicellular organisms. They have their chromosomes in the nuclear membrane to form nucleus. And kingdom Protoctista, it includes Euglena, it includes protozoas, it includes amoeba as well, it includes paramecium as well. These are some of the examples of kingdom Protoctista. If we talk about amoeba, amoeba is that unicellular organism which you have studied in your primary classes as well. You have seen the structure. It has an irregular structure. It is a protozoan which moves by flowing movement of its cytoplasm, cytoplasmic streaming. I think Mahad in my previous class questioned, Miss, what is cytoplasmic streaming? So the movement of an organism through its cytoplasm. The amoeba, if we talk about amoeba in kingdom Protoctista, it's feeding by picking up bacteria and other microscopic organisms. Then if we talk about paramecium, it digests the solid food, and somehow it resembles the Animalia kingdom, or different animals in their feeding. But again, this paramecium, it is also classified into kingdom Protoctista. Next comes kingdom, which is the next kingdom over here. It's kingdom fungi. If we talk about the fungal kingdom, so most fungi, they are made up of thread-like hyphae. We all have studied in unit 2.5 in our previous class, junior 3, about decomposers, and in decomposers we had studied kingdom fungi. So most of the fungi, they are made up of thread-like hyphae. And what are the differences and similarities between the fungus and the humans? That it digests its food outside its body. So what do this kingdom includes? It includes the mushrooms, it includes toadstools, it includes other types of funguses, yeasts, molds. If we talk about yeasts, they are single-celled fungus and they are similar to molds. Some of the fungal species, they are parasites, and they live on other organisms. Parasites are those organisms which live on other living organisms and they suck their food from them, like mosquito. Mosquito is a living organism which is getting its food from the host, and the host are us, humans, or other different organisms. Blood ko suck karta hai. Leeches are also parasites. Okay. So this is about kingdom fungi. Then we have the two most important major kingdoms, kingdom Plantae and kingdom Animalia.